What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Monday Night Racing Pro Series recap show. I'm Brandon Hauff. That is Michael Massie, and our special guest this week is Mr. Collin Fern. How's it going, Collin?
It's going pretty good, man. How are y'all?
Oh, we're good. Good.
Yeah, I knew when we started doing this thing, we had to eventually get Collin on at some point. If you've ever heard like the driver the chat during the races, or even just the driver chat on Twitter, he toes that threshold of hilarious and awful.
We'll call it appropriate.
Well, I mean, everybody knows Collin's like probably the best personality, I'd say. But
I feel like half the field would beg to differ.
Well, we'll let you talk about that later on. But anyway, so last night you guys were at the old Texas, Legacy Texas, with the Xfinity cars. I know you two are kind of opposite ends of the field. A couple problems I know for Mike. But Corey Heim wound up taking the win. I think that's his second of the season. Guy's unreal on there. He's been pretty good so far. But I'll let you guys talk about your races. We'll start with you, Mike. I know it was a struggle, but
yeah, it's kind of cool to get beat by Corey Heim like that, because I feel like he's a guy that's gonna end up racing on Sundays eventually. So while he's young and unproven, I guess he's just whipping up on us. But yeah, so my race was ruined by bad luck and an idiot behind the wheel, and me being the idiot.
Name the idiot.
But so I thought, like every other race we have, it was going to be a wreck fest. So I just sat back at the start, didn't push hard at all, just kind of running my own thing. I had an early caution, lap 15, and then we never had another caution the rest of the night. And it was
surprisingly
that first run, I was trying to go long and I don't know, catch a caution, catch a break. And so I stayed out there way too long on old tires. So that alone probably ended up getting me lapped. But when I finally did come to pit road, the idiot behind the wheel came blasted on the pit road, missed the commitment cone, got a 40-second penalty. So yeah, 2 laps down right there in a race that didn't have a caution the rest of the way. And yeah, it was just riding around from the rest of the way. It was fun because I stretched out. I kept stretching it out on tires, trying to catch those cautions. But when I would get those fresh tires, it was fun. It was a lot of fun being able to be Superman for a couple laps coming up there. But yeah, just bad luck in not catching those cautions. Very clean race, great combination. The Xfinity car, we're sliding around, tire wear was real. I saw Collin at one point. He came up to lap me, and I like dove down in front of you I almost dove down too late, but I was trying to just get underneath you, let you at the high side, but I probably should have just stayed up high in hindsight. But yeah, that's pretty much my race. Ended up 32nd, nothing too flashy, but I had a great time. I wasn't mad at anybody. Didn't no hurt feelings. I ruined my own race, so what can I say?
Oh, you had fun doing it. I guess that's the important part.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
What about you, Collin? I know you had a good run last night.
Yeah, no, it was a pretty good run. Started 5th, and obviously I was down at the esports arena. So I wasn't on my own stuff, and I was pretty uncomfortable from practice. And qualified 5th, which surprised me, and then drove to the lead pretty easily. And I was kind of driving away before that first caution. First caution came out. I didn't really know how it was going to react on old tires, and I buzzed the tires pretty good on the restart and off of 2, and just killed my long run. Kind of like Michael, I played it long and was hoping at the tail end I could, maybe do 2-tire strategy and quick fuel stop or have some sort of advantage. Just didn't play out. At the first pit cycle, I came off pit road, and Anthony Alfredo came off pit road a lap after me, and he chopped the hell out of me. And I got pretty ticked off. And then the second pit cycle, he did the exact same thing, and I got really pissed off. And I went down into turn 1, and I was going to wreck his ass. And I drove it down in there, and I thought I had him, but I was on a different sim, so I guess I didn't really know where my nose was, and I missed. And I went straight up to the wall and cost myself tires and a ton of time. But I really, really wanted to wreck him. Like I got, can I swear on this?
I don't know. Go for it.
All right, I have a shit list, right? And at the end of last year, it was SVG at the top, and then as this year has progressed, I have a new shit list. And right now, Alfredo's at the top, and then it's Bickford, and then it's Case Collenbach, because every time I seem to lap him, he hangs in my right rear, and it really pisses me off. And then it's SVG. So I got like a tiered system, and right now, the top 2 guys on my shit list are both playoff drivers, so they should look out.
See, this is why, and we're not even 10 minutes into the show, and this is why we say what we say about Collin.
Well, I tell you, man, I get pissed off because I've done that esports arena thing twice, and I've gotten screwed over twice, and neither time has the guy been there in person, so I can go knock him in his mouth. So at some point, they gotta like figure it out of who's gonna be a piece of crap that night, so I can at least go, punch him in the mouth.
I mean, I think a lot of people know what happened last year with the championship race with was that SVG?
Yeah, it was SVG.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
I cut a pretty good promo on him in that interview. I was really pissed off, and there was a bunch of people there. And I felt like I cut a pretty good promo, and, I had a deep voice, so it wasn't like I was talking like a wuss. Had a deep voice and doing a couple zingers, and, I feel like I could do a better promo if given the opportunity. I've been watching Pat McAfee a lot in WWE, so I feel like I can do better next time.
Yeah. Okay. How does it make you feel that the guy who cost you the championship, you've never even heard his voice because he's not on the voice chat or anything?
Yeah, I don't really care. So his spotter, Brad Newman, I run a lot of official stuff, and him and I started off on a rough foot, but we get along pretty well, and I love his voice. And Brad won a bunch of money playing online poker, and I like him a lot. And every time SVG runs, I try to talk to Brad. SVG and I got into it in the Miatas at Martinsville, and I got pissed off about it, and so I went into the Discord after the race, and I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And Mendoza and TJ were all in there, and they're like, "Well, we didn't call you wrecking him back," and I was like, "I didn't know you saw that. Sorry." Appreciate it.
Hey, at least he's not the only one that's gotten into it with SVG.
Hey, that guy,
he's so fast. He's so fast.
He is fast.
He is fast.
Was that the idiot last night?
No, I was the idiot.
Oh.
But I was saying he never qualifies, so he always starts behind me, and I'm always like, I have to move out the way ASAP because if I race him at all, he will wreck me.
Well,
I'll tell you what I saw last night. I saw you, Mike, at the end of the race. You probably will remember this well. You were racing Leighton.
I lost a lap
after the race. Leighton had no tires left. He was holding on for dear life, and then he finally spun on pit road. I was looking at his cockpit at the end of the race, and I was like, this guy's like out of control. His wheel is like literally 90 degrees to the right, like in the middle of the corner.
I love Leighton, but if the setup isn't a dump truck, he's not very good. So we got to work on that with him. Being able to drive something with throttle.
Yeah, I lost half a lap at least because I did not know how to pass him because he was like almost spinning out after.
Yeah.
I kept checking up. I'm like, what do I do here? But yeah, eventually got around him, but it cost me a lot of time. But what was it like in person there last night, Collin?
Oh, it was really cool. I was obviously there for the championship 4 last, whatever that was, February. And so it was a little different. I'm really, really pissed off at Ford because he said there was going to be food provided and we had to pay for our own pizza, which he let us take some home afterwards, which I guess is okay. But I mean, that pissed me off, man. I tell you, I'm balling on a budget over here. Obviously, y'all have seen the whole Brand About Motorsports thing. I think we're all balling on a budget. And, him making me pay $3 a slice for Little Caesars pizza, really pissed me off. So, but other than that, it was really cool.
$3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like $5.55 for a whole pizza. Like I go to Little Caesars, I know how much
$5 a slice up here. Like, damn.
well, New York pizza and PA pizza is way better anyway. So,
Oh yeah.
I'd pay $5 a slice for that. But I don't know, it was really cool. Obviously getting to see a bunch of people you get to race against every week was fun, and just different aspects, right? Like George and Matt really had bad days, and so kind of seeing their reactions after the race was, it puts it into perspective. The guys actually care about the league. Obviously, Shieldhouse and I were right next to each other up there, and we kind of were safe, after that last pit stop. So we kind of had some fun with each other. I was backing up on purpose at the end of that race to see if Bickford would wreck me. Because once we got the white flag, like I was guaranteed 13th and was guaranteed into the next round. So I backed up to him, see if he would wreck me. And I don't know if he tried or not, but he busted his butt off of 3 and 4. And I was really hoping he'd be there so I can mess with him. But he, I think those guys think I take it really serious when really it's just a video game. I would never punch somebody in the mouth, I might flirt with his girlfriend a little bit, but that might be it.
No harm, no foul, right?
That's right. Flirting don't count.
I heard they also cranked the heat up to make it seem more like a realistic race.
Dude, listen, I was getting heat flashes in there. I didn't know if they poisoned the pizza, if they're turning the heat up, if they shut the AC off. I don't know what they did, but I was definitely getting heat flashes. So I don't know. Maybe they were. If they simulated that, I should have just brought my helmet and Hans and everything and gone down there.
That's why it was such a clean race. Everybody was ready to get out of there because it was so hot. They just wanted to get this over with.
Listen, and we had talked about it, drinking, and George had a bad race, and then he just left and didn't drink, and I was pretty disappointed in that. So ball fans might have to be put on my shit list for not drinking.
You gotta have a separate one for the on-track incidents and then the off-track. And George is the first.
Oh, for sure. At the top of my cool list right now is Garrett Smithley. We go out, we have a good time. We go out to the bars, have a good time, go to the Chassis Dyno. It's an inside joke. If y'all want to know what that means, I'll give you a shout. I hope to go to the Chassis Dyno tonight.
Well, I'll have to ask you about that afterwards.
Yeah. We'll not say it on camera, but that's okay.
No, you don't. I mean, you can say it on camera as long
as we'll keep this about PG-13 right now.
All right, PG-13 sounds good.
But yeah, I mean, mentioned it just a little bit ago. It was a clean race. You guys went 105 laps, green to the end. So that was impressive. First time this year that's happened. Maybe in the whole league. I don't know if that's first time, but anyway, moving on. We'll talk about you, Collin, a little bit. Your background in motorsports, how you started in sim racing. I know you're on the Brandon Bill team right now. You guys have had a solid season. Last year, you guys got that win at Talladega. Pretty much everybody knows about that. So kind of talk about your role there, how you got started there, and in sim racing and in Monday Night Racing. So go ahead.
Yeah, so actually I started sim racing before real racing. So sim racing was a hobby of mine in high school. I hope this doesn't incriminate me, but I wasn't the best kid. So the first time I ever won a race on iRacing, I had Pony League Baseball, which is a summer league of baseball, and I was indulging. If y'all watch Pat McAfee, we had some vitamins, and so I was on iRacing, won a Legends car race, and I did that all through high school. Even brought that to college with me my freshman year, which is eventually where I met Brandon. I went to Coastal Carolina, started out for marine science. And then I realized, because I wanted to be the person that swam in the water with the orcas at SeaWorld, like that was my dream. And I realized that had nothing to do with marine science and everything to do with swimming, which I can hold my breath for like 32 seconds. So, and then they ended up killing a bunch of those people and the whales did it anyway. So I don't think I want to do that job. But yeah, so met Brandon at the room, signing up for room assignments for the spring semester. Told him I was a big race fan, always had been. If you ever need any help, let me know. David Grossclose, who used to work for NASCAR, is also an avid iRacer. Got me hot passes to the Southern 500. The first year they did the throwback, which I think was 2015.
Yep.
And then eventually 2016, February, Brandon was running the truck race at Daytona. Helped him out with some social media stuff. Went to Atlanta, went to Martinsville. And I think the fourth race of the year was Kansas. And his dad told me to call him when I got to the racetrack. So I called him, and he's like, all right, I'll meet you at the credential trailer. And he came out and he said, all right, I'm buying you a license. You have to come to all the races from now on. And that's how it started. So I just started doing some PR. I did some marketing. And then I pissed one of the crew chiefs that they had off because I told them they should have done a different strategy. And the people that did my strategy actually worked. If y'all haven't learned, I struggle to keep my mouth shut. And so after that crew chief quit, and then I helped call the races through the early part of 2019. And then the crew chief they had quit. Doug Randolph came on board, and Doug Randolph is far smarter than me. So started working more into kind of a business role, working with the budget, which kind of makes me look pretty bad right now if we're talking about everything, but we'll blame that on other stuff. So started doing a lot of that, parts managing. Then we all moved to North Carolina. All the roles changed. But yeah, I'm with Brandon But Motorsports. I think Brandon Brown is a hell of a race car driver. And I'm going to stay committed to him as long as he's racing. So I think he can do this at a very high level and be very competitive. So I'm going to stick with him as long as that stands.
Yeah. What's it been like this week around there? Is you guys get a different guy behind the wheel?
Yeah. So honestly, I am very proud of everybody at Brandon But Motorsports because, we kind of dropped the bomb about a month and a half ago to everybody there. Like, hey, we're out of money. And Jerry Brown has invested a lot of money in the last 7 years, for Brandon to race. And, that isn't sustainable. So, Brandon's aware that, we have to do what we can, if that means him getting out of the seat, it means him getting out of the seat. But I'm so proud of everybody because the work hasn't stopped. That first day or two after we, said, hey, like this is a situation, we're going to be, having some different drivers here and there. It was rough. And since then, everybody's really busted their ass and put in 110% effort. And it's shown. Like Atlanta, we had a shot to win. Loudon, we ran third. And this past week at Pocono, we did everything right, and finished 13th. So the results are showing that nobody's given up. And I think the morale in the shop is pretty good.
Yeah, you guys have improved a lot. I mean, I think a lot of people can see it even from the outside, like from just 2-3 years ago to now. I mean, you guys are consistently running around that 10th to 15th range. And then like we saw in New Hampshire, you guys get one break and look at what you do. You finish third. And
that's because Doug Randolph is a fucking genius.
Yeah.
He's a genius. He understands the risk versus reward, right? Like if you're running 17th and there's 19 cars in the lead lap, you're an idiot to not save a set of tires and hope for a caution later on. Like that's just the way it is. And he's done that countless times. We did it at Phoenix. We've done it at Charlotte. We've done it at Loudon. We did it at Mid-Ohio. Like he's done that multiple times. And the fact that a team that, with better equipment that should be running for wins hasn't tried it is unfathomable. Because right now I think it's a secret weapon at least 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah, for sure. So how did you get into Monday night racing? You said you've been doing sim racing since high school, but
as you guys can tell from my personality, I'm not very liked on the iRacing service. So I've done a few leagues here and there, and to no avail. I've been kicked from a few leagues here or there. And I saw Monday Night Racing season, whatever year Robbie won the championship. And I texted Ford, season 3. I texted Ford. I was like, I want in. And obviously they had a list of entries. And they ended up doing the Road to Glory series. And I think only like 2 or 3 people got put in the Pro Series. And he put me in the Pro Series and made it to the championship 4, won a couple races. And I feel like I've kind of set myself up to stay for a while, as long as I keep my mouth shut.
You gotta let everybody have a personality though. And I think Ford
and I feel like it's a no-brainer that I have the best personality of anybody because I'm cooler than everybody. And faster than most. So I feel like that's a good combination.
See, I appreciate the confidence there. I mean, it because in the league it's true. I
You
mean,
gotta
listen,
stop being so
confidence-
humble, man.
confidence is nothing I lack. There's a fine line between confidence and cocky, and I don't know that line all the time. But if you ever see me in a bar going to try to talk to a girl, confidence is not something I lack.
I believe it.
So
I know
speaking of that,
believe it.
Skittles. So
Yeah.
I
Well,
appreciate y'all having me on.
yeah, for
Um,
sure. Thanks so much for
right.
joining us,
Yeah,
Colin.
thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, Colin. Appreciate
Absolutely.
that.
Y'all have a good one.
All right.
All right.
All right. Good luck next week. And for Brandon Hauff, that's Michael Massie. That we thank Collin Fern for joining us this week. We'll see you guys next week.
Jared Hauff with Frontstretch.com. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, check one of those 2 videos out that we have right beside you. Visit Frontstretch.com for more great content.